Take 4. What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for joining another show, or another episode of the Town Taurus Show. I have a very awesome guest today. He's #1 in Chicago on the top hip hop artist list. His album is just blowing up. His name is Taurus, and dude, just gonna have to come on in. What up, bro? Hey. Come on, man. Take a seat over there. All right. So let's just get straight to it, man. Let's do the shout outs right now. Let's get that over with. You know, I know you've got a lot of people that work with you and, you know, getting this album out and getting you where you at. So, you know, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. First, I think Godzilla. Godzilla's pretty much instrumental in making it all happen. Big producer out of Milwaukee. Worked with the Ghetto Boys, Big Mike, Scarface, Too Short, you know, Cuckoo Cal, Sonny Blackout, the DJ, that's my backup producer. The team I got includes one of my friends, Easy, we call him Easy. You probably see him in a lot of my videos, and that's really the nucleus of my circle, but also a shout out to Alex Tacton, Big Craig, and a few other guys I work with throughout that team.
Okay. You have an extensive bio. I was reading, you know, a couple of times, you know, to really look at what you've done and, you know, the accomplishments you've done, you know, all your accomplishments. So, you know, in that bio, you know, you're a hip hop artist, of course, you know, awesome album right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but you're also an activist, right? Can you kind of expound on the activist part?
Well, I try to reach out to a lot of people that have gone through some very tragic things, either youth or adults, and they've been incarcerated. Obviously, the album Prison Art is born out of the idea that I went to prison when I was young, you know, and a lot of things that I deal with now. Just recently, I work at a company developing trailers for semi-trucks, and a brother just came home, and that brother said, man, I did 27 years, I don't know what to do out here, you know what I'm saying? So you got people that's coming out, 600,000 people every year. So if you actually do the math and you calculating all the way back to the 1980s, you're talking about damn near 30 million people in our society that's in these kind of predicaments, and they're not getting the help they need. So the help that they end up with is back in the streets, or the help they end up with is to get on drugs or alcohol or something that's negative that's going to send them back or be a detriment to your community. Because where they going to go? They're not going to anybody else's community but here in America. You know?
Right. Okay, I mean that's powerful stuff. So what are you actually doing then?
A lot of what I do is right now is promoting myself out there to be the spokesperson for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because resources wise, you can't reach everybody individually by trying to shake hands one at a time.
Right.
Because you never know what each individual's particular situation is. A lot of the programs that exist in this country is like one size pair of panties for everybody. And then we men, so we don't wear panties anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Some of us, right. So, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this album. You know, this is blowing up. You know, we got so many views on Facebook, on YouTube. You're all over the place, man. And right now I think the most current one is on the deck, right? What else? You got Gucci and Pension.
Yeah.
So, what type of work you put into that? Like, because you got 15 songs on that?
Oh yeah, that's 15 songs on that. Again, I would go to Godzilla, somebody that a lot of musicians and a lot of artists you would love, because he's all the way around the board, very, very instrumental, very, very artistic. He's the one who actually titled the album. Originally, I named that album My Life Story. Okay. And when he got to hearing some of the music, he said, you know what? This is almost like you painted what happens in that environment. And people are looking at a painting. And here you are taking the lyrics, because every picture's got 1,000 words, right? Well, 1,000 words also have definitions to those words, and you've you've given the words and the definitions a clear idea of what's taking place, you know. Okay. So and everything he's doing on there is live music. So live music in the studio, you know what I'm saying? He's playing the bass, he's playing the guitar, he's playing the keyboard. He's
the old school way,
man, from the bottom to the top, man.
Right, right. That's good. That's good. So, for people who don't know, you know, I produce as well, but you know, what does your producer actually do for you? Because some people think that the producer is just gonna just like they throw you out there, they throw your album out there, and it's not what they do. You can explain what your producer does?
Right. I would say that is the difference between the real producers and the people who want to be a producer, you know. But it's not just, you know, throwing the want to be producers under the bus. Some of them don't know what it takes to be a producer. Right. So I'm going to speak to that, you know what I mean? That they think that possibly making the beat and making the recording and the tracking and putting that together, and now we got 15 tracks and bam, let's go. When it's actually, I mean, the mixing, the mastering, there's your connections, the producer's connections to radio, connections to venues, connections to people in the industry and things like that, give you the platform to actually take that body of work and do something with it that's got some value with, other than just being stuck in your computer, you know what I mean? Right.
Okay, so let's talk about, are you trying to be more of a, not trying to be, do you look at yourself as a conscious rapper, gangster rapper, you know, what genre would you call yourself? Or
to be honest, I wanted to create my own genre.
Good.
And it's called music theater and therapy movement.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of times people try to do this or do that. My life isn't just, you know, a gangster. When I go change my baby's diapers, he ain't trying to hear none of that.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So I come from the angle of whatever the experience is. If it's an experience where I'm dealing with a family member experience, pension. Pension is about being in a working environment and you're trying to build something out of nothing, and the paycheck doesn't provide too much of nothing for you, you know what I mean? But you still constantly have people trying to reach in your pocket and get part of that paycheck, you know?
Right.
So it's about being able to have an expression about all these different elements to life in general, and that's what I want to do. Okay. Basically a life movement, you know?
Okay. So what things are you doing to like promote yourself? And, you know, like I said, I see you all over the internet, you know, and you know, what type of effort are you promoting? Are you having somebody else promoting? Because what I see is you promoting yourself quite a bit, you know, and that's good understanding. Like we had a conversation before, you know, your algorithms that you're using in order to really get out there. Can you talk about some of that?
I do promote myself. If you want to get in the industry, that's the number one thing you have to do. If you're not doing that, who else is going to promote you? If you're not demonstrating that you believe in yourself or your product or your work, nobody else is going to take that effort, because it is a lot of work.
Right.
I have strategies. I have so many strategies. It's hard to even just narrow down what do I do, because I do so much. If they use that strategy at NBC or CNN, I use that. If Donald Trump does that, if Obama did that, that's really what it's about, just using as many different tactics or strategies as possible to find which ones work, because some work for a limited time. Platforms change, you know, Facebook's platforms changes, Instagram, YouTube, they all change their programs so that they get better, you know? So you have to be abreast of and up to date, and that's probably what I do most. I study every day, all day. What's going on? What are they doing over here with Snapchat? What are they doing over here with Spotify? What is the big major companies doing? So I pay attention to that mostly. As far as pushing myself, it's a mood thing, but I try to at least push hand to hand. I call it personal social media handshakes. So I pretty much reach out to at least 100 people a day by myself.
Okay.
That's not even regular promo. Regular promo, like On the Deck, did about 100,000 views in probably a few days. You see what I'm saying? So personally, outside of that, I'm shaking hands with people, checking out their music, seeing what they're doing, and, you know, giving them a thumbs up for what they do, and reach out like that, you know.
Right, because I'm seeing a lot of these cats out here. It doesn't matter if you're a singer, you know, R&B singer, blues singer, whatever, and you're trying to get out there. Just because you created an album and you selling out of your trunk, it takes more than that. You got to understand social media. You got to really understand your own branding and your own marketing and what you need to do.
No doubt.
Right. So, the next question would be, if you had 10,000 people in front of you, young adults, age 14 and up, we both coming from Chicago, and, a lot of people from New York and LA, they're going to feel what I'm saying, where some of the, in the hood, you got these gangbangers that tell these youths, you ain't gonna make it out there. You might as well just sell this, and you do this, and you do this, right? So if you had opportunity to talk to these youth, what would you say to them to let them know there is an outing?
You gotta believe in yourself. I mean, I get where people come from when they see that the gangs are what they perceive them to be, but you always gotta remember that the people in the gangs, they were kids. Yeah. They were those same kids. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And they didn't have anybody believing in them. So the gang becomes the thing that does believe in you. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You said 14, that's where I started at. 14, I went to juvie for a crime that never even took place. So coming out of that, I used to be a sports star. My name was everywhere, 3 different states, you know what I mean? So my thought process was who I'm gonna be, and who my pattern was in life was my grandfather. My grandfather owned a couple businesses, construction company, a little car lot, so I wanted to be like that when I grew up. And me going to jail, having that mug shot and those handcuffs on, it made me feel like they took something away from me. Yeah. They tarnished that name. And so me getting into the streets was a process of making my own name. And in the process of making that name, I didn't have people around me constructively speaking into my ear, like you said.
Right.
I couldn't blame the gangs because a lot of times you gotta understand, I went to private school, so I was way advanced. So you telling me we're gonna go rob a convenience store for what? Right. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna sell these drugs. So for how much money? That's not money. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was already coming from the perspective of you gotta show me something, which led me to more older guys. Now we running in jewelry stores, you see what I'm saying? Because that's the only kind of people that was going to be able to relate to me. You up here already, you know what I'm saying? Right. So for the youth out there, I would say is you got to believe in yourself, not to allow yourself to be pulled in those directions, because nobody really knows what you need anyway. Everybody's got their particular situation. Yep. A lot of the youth that find themselves in that predicament, I would say the number one thing is they ain't got parents, man. All the kids I ever seen in my life in the streets or in prison, they ain't got parents. If you ain't got the people there that put that in you, because you can go through all kind of negative situations. And I know plenty of guys and gals in Chicago, Milwaukee, anywhere across this country that have been in the exact same environments I've been in. What's the difference? They got a mama or a daddy that spoke into their life, some real stuff. You see what I'm saying? So they carry that no matter what. It's just like your Bible or your Quran. Right. I'm still going to be a Christian if I'm in the water. I'm going to be a Christian if I'm on Mount Everest. Right. You see what I'm saying? So if you ain't got that, then wherever the tide goes, wherever the waves go, you go on with it. And sometimes if you're somebody like me, I wanted to conquer it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was. I was that on the football field. I was that on the baseball diamond. I was that on the basketball court. I was that on track and field. I was a conqueror. So in that lifestyle, I took to it like a shark to water. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna conquer this. But I'm conquering it because nobody's putting anything in my head that's going in this direction. Right. You see what I'm saying? And as I'm figuring out, as the youth out there are trying to figure it out, they go wherever that moment takes them. And sometimes it takes you to horrible places, So that's what I would say is you gotta be able to believe in yourself. And I did believe myself. I believed in myself that I'm gonna take over the whole mob one day. You see?
So if you weren't in that situation at the age of 14, where do you think you would have been?
Well, I was a sports star. So I would say by the time I was 11, they said I was the next Walter Payton. Oh, wow. So it's what you're dreaming. It's what you're picturing. So if I'm dreaming and picturing that by the time I'm 11, by the time I stepped on a football field at 14 years old, I just knew I was running 6 or 7 touchdowns on you, and that's just what it is. And you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
It's just it's so horrible how quickly your life can change from like a second. I think there's a new Netflix show. I don't even know the name on top of my head right now, where they talk about where these kids were accused of rape, you know, and they, you know,
Central Park 5.
Yeah. And you know, it's a horrible thing. And we go through that all the time, you know, and you know, people on the outside, they look like, oh, look at those people. You know, it's like, you have no idea. We have our dreams, we have our aspirations, we have our goals, and it can be taken away just like that. And we have no control over those things, you know. So it's good to see somebody like you, well, okay, I went through this. Now, you know, I'm finna go ahead and, you know, make something positive out of this negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we have to let these youths know, and adults too as well. You know, you know, we can change our lives. So, all right. So this, you know, on a positive, positive note, even though this is all positive, you know, where can you be found? You know, let people know, you know, your website, you know, it's an awesome website. You know, you can buy the album right there, which is awesome.
Towntaurus.com. You know, that's pretty much my base operation. Okay. I'm all over social media, so you Google it, Town Taurus, and it's gonna pop up.
Okay. Okay. And then you can find you on YouTube.
Spotify, Tidal.
Okay. Do you type in just Town Taurus?
Town Taurus. It'll
pop up. It'll pop up. So make sure y'all check him out. You know, support. Check out his album. Just don't listen to the beats, because the beats are fat. Listen to the words. Gonna come out of his mouth.
Dope beats.
Right. You know, that smooth, you know, melodic sound you got. You know, that's hot. You know, but also listen to the words he's saying too. You know, we wanna be conscious about, you know, things that are coming out of people's mouths, and pay attention to that stuff. You know. Okay, so we at the point now where, you know, we would like you to, you know, showcase something. You know. And, you know, it won't take long, you know, just like a couple of minutes or something like that, and let the world see that you got skills. Right. All right, what you do. But, all right, bro. All right, thank you, and we'll be right back.
Town Taurus. I'm in the studio with Talent Jack Search. Worst case scenario, I'm certified platinum. Best case scenario, I whip a Dodge Magnum. Stay by the headlines, get them niggas some action. Stay about this rap game and pulling on some dappers now. Don't give me the rapping and ripping the 100 bars. I don't sell them by the I sell them by the jaws. Spitting my memoirs. This game sweet and sour, yeah, sweeter than candy bars. So y'all want me in it, cause you can get your career ruined. Long as I ain't in it, yeah, you can keep your career going. Let me put it politely, ain't none of your icy. Let me put it precisely. You ain't ready to battle me, you just ready to bite me. Getting ready to write me, picture perfect condition. Picture perfect condition, and this is all I had to say about the fame and the fortune. I ain't horsing around with you, had a fan base, now your fans is divorcing you. The record label's fed up, they no longer endorsing you. I'm the crowd pleaser, but the rap game in the chokehold, I'm so cold. What other? None other, ain't no other option. Now I'm the lyrics expert, a legend in my time. Now I'm ready to shine, I'm a grind all over my city. Yeah, back inside the studio, ain't no competition. Me against myself, yeah, who can feel my position? Better hop your happy asses back up in your mom's pussies, cause you feel my shoes if the feds came and took me. Even as a rookie, I came up out of the pussy. Ready to pack a pistol, push packs, and get papered up before heaven booked me. Niggas in Cook County, tell the niggas about me. I reign in New York, I'm terrorizing in South Beach, push the top back. I'm a nervous celebrity, heard about me in Beverly. Hang well so cleverly, measured up to my legacy. I'm the key ingredient, the recipe. I'm the key ingredient, the formula and recipe. I got them in Chesapeake, I got them in Chesapeake, Arizona and Tennessee. I'm the most wanted, like I murdered the Kennedy. Hop up in an infinity, brought the hammers out, started up in obscenity. I spit lava, nada, wanted you adjusted to me being inducted. Fuck it, the hottest in the game since the volcanoes erupted. I ain't got any doubt in me, how is it that you doubt me? King of all kings, yeah, you can call me your majesty.